For me, achieving balance is being present in whatever I'm doing to my fullest capability in that moment.
Our first guest today is Breegan Jane. Breegan is an interior designer, a mother, an entrepreneur, and one of the faces of HGTV's relaunch of Extreme Makeover, Home Edition 2020. She's excited to utilize her expertise in interior design, real estate development, and lifestyle management to help bring joy to families deserving of a new home. Breegan dedicates her efforts to the international nonprofit organization World Vision, providing health and educational resources to women and children in Africa. Breegan, welcome to Good Talks with Healthline. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're so excited. And I guess because you dedicate yourself to really bringing joy to the spaces around you and the spaces that you inhabit, I want to start off with asking you, what type of environment do you thrive in creatively, and where do you find inspiration?
Those are such good questions. And inspiration I'll hit first. I find a lot of inspiration in my environment, and I like to surround myself in nature as much as possible, even if it's something that comes not out of nature itself, the water, but just the way the shore hits the sand. I know it's so cliche, but it is so true. Getting out in nature, you can really just listen in more.
Mm-hmm. No, I love it. And I see you bring a little bit of nature to I see the plants behind you. So that's awesome.
Yes.
And do you have advice for any of our viewers today as to where they can find inspiration, if in their daily lives?
Yeah, well, I think for me, we've been spending a lot of time indoors, and we've been lacking the ability to go outdoors. So one of the things that I've really tried with my kids as well at home is nature programming. I've really spent a lot of time watching documentaries on the earth, or how the rain systems works, or the clouds. It's that reminder for me right now visually of what I'm unable to always get outside and do in this moment. And it's helpful because it's still that reminder that the world is so great and big and vast and diverse, and we're just a tiny little blip on it.
You've said previously that the spaces we live in can affect what we achieve in life. How would you advise someone to optimize their space to lead a better life?
I think the first thing that I encourage people to do when they're thinking about cultivating their space is to first, obviously, think about the function and what do you need this space to be able to do for you. Is this where you get ready? Is this where you relax? Is this where you recharge? Or is this where you work out? Because understanding the function of what you want to accomplish has to be first and foremost. And then it's really about honing in on things that are in the space that might be beautiful, but aren't serving you purpose. So I think an easy one for everybody to relate to is like the chair in your bedroom that becomes the chair that all the clothes go on.
As soon as you said that, I knew what you were talking about.
But often, I've asked people, if you use the chair, then the chair's helpful. You know what I mean? But if you are using it as a placeholder of not organizing your life the way you want, take it out of there, because then it's not available to you so much as a baby blanket of bad habits. So it's really about just creating a space that's going to help you function the way you intend.
Thank you. So it sounds like you start very specific. What do I want from this space? And then you say, okay, how do I want it to work for me? How can I make it look nicer in a space that I actually want to be in? Because you're right, it's not all about the appearance. It's about how you will be using it. And could you provide us some insight into maybe how you convert a small space, a big space? What are the ideas for obtaining a place that feels good, but is also functional within the restraints of whatever your space looks like?
So I think one of the things that's easy is color. Color psychology is a psychology, and it's based in a lot of science and research, and we can look it up. So I, as a designer, often get to dive into that world really deep and create these spaces for clients. But it's something you can do at home. Like if red just makes you happy, then infuse it into your space. Paint yourself a canvas, because that ultimately is just a visual representation of something that's going to change your mood. And it's usually very specific to the person. You know, there are a lot of different colors, but for example, like teal is just my thing. So it's in hints everywhere. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, should I add? No, it's what makes me happy. So that's all that matters. Color is a great way. Now, whether it's a big space or a small space, when you're reinventing a space, clear it out. Start over. Like, I am a huge fan of dragging all your furniture into the hallway, even if you're just going to put it back in its same place. Replacing furniture, repurposing things, giving your mind clarity to see the openness of possibilities usually is a good starting point for anyone who's stuck. Our mind has a way of not being able to see past that couch, no matter how hard we try. So just drag it out and tape some stuff down and really look at it before you tackle it.
Yeah, so my wheels are turning now. I want to admit that when I started working from home, I rearranged my room, my work area around like 5 different times to get what I think was right. And now that you're saying those things, I'm like, maybe I can rearrange it one more time. Yeah. I said, if my desk is going to be right next to my bed, I better make it work. Yes. Yes. And so I guess my next question is, you do a lot. How do you manage being a mother, an entrepreneur, and doing all of these different things, and still making sure that you come back to a place where you feel joy? You know, how do you do it all?
Well, I like to say that I'm like a maximalist everywhere. I don't live my personal life in a state of trying to achieve balance. For me, achieving balance is being present in whatever I'm doing to my fullest capability in that moment. So if I'm relaxing to 100, and I'm in the bath with Epsom salt, and like, that is my moment to relax. But if I'm working on, whether it's a book or a project, I try to switch all my focus there. And same with parenting. Like, I am that mom who's constantly on my computer, been really difficult being inside all the time. The kids want your attention. So I may ignore them a little bit more and try to set that boundary with working. And then when I'm present with them, being fully present. That's how I get through.
No, thank you for saying that. I really love that. I think that oftentimes when, we're doing some meditation, for example, your thoughts go everywhere, and it's very easy to not live in the moment, but I appreciate you saying that. So lastly, before you go, you sort of answered this, but I want to leave our viewers with this. What are you doing right now to protect your energy and your creativity, especially during this time?
I think respecting my feelings has been really important to giving myself space. So I do allow myself the moments to not feel so great and maybe lay down and take a nap and disconnect and feel the emotions that are in all of us all the time, but especially now. And then when I get up, the schedule looks different. The rhythm looks different. The day looks different. We no longer have this built-in schedule anymore. So we have to respect our own body's rhythm with a lot more foresight. And so luckily for me, that means there have also been these amazing moments of creativity. And they might happen at 2 a.m, but because it's there and because it's a happy, joyful feeling, I try to lean into it all the way instead of saying, well, I should be asleep now, or I should be cooking dinner. Like, the house isn't going away. The stuff in the house to do isn't going away. You feel inspired right now. Lean into that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So leaning in and showing up for yourself.
Yeah. And it's harder than you would think. Practice and purpose. It doesn't happen accidentally.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Breegan, for joining Good Talks with Healthline. I'm so thankful that you provided your insights to all of our viewers today.
Thank you for having me.